Hello, my dear friend, I wish you wisdom. We will discuss today about how the conscious and subconscious work. So, I will try my best to explain this as simple as I can. Now, for some time I started to search for books of what is consciousness and what is the subconsciousness. And oh dear, all appear to be so complicated. So many theories explained in so many different ways with so many facets. Look, if you ever want to understand a thing fast, without fancy words and complicated theories, try to look for the etymology of a word. See from where does the term comes from, because in that way you'll find the definition quicker than reading hundreds of pages of a book, and it will be much more clear. So let's break down consciousness. Consciousness is composed of conscire in Latin, which means to be privy to. If we look at what privy means, it means something private, secret. Consciousness is also composed of the word conscious, also from Latin, which means knowing with others or in oneself. In English, it was added us, which is a suffix forming adjectives that have the general sense possessing, full of. So consciousness at its core means to be aware of an external event or something within oneself. To know both external and the inside part of oneself. Now let's look at what subconscious means. Subconscious is sub plus conscious. What is sub? Sub is a prefix that is originally from Latin, and this prefix is attached to elements of any origin and used with a meaning such as under, below, secondary, nearly, and it can be viewed as subordinate. So, if you take a look at all that I mentioned before, we can conclude that consciousness is your, so to say, mainstream mind, the one which you can control mostly at will with practice, and this mind mostly governs the now moment. On the other hand, you have your subconscious mind, which in there goes the forgotten things that your conscious mind once governed over in the now moment. Let me give you another example. If you search on Google, how does the moon shines, you'll came across this. The moon gives off no light of its own but reflects sunlight from its rocky surface. What we call moonshine is actually sunshine reflected by the moon. Where am I going with this? Well, let's say that you have a desire, a burning desire. You develop a will to obtain that desire, correct? You do this consciously. Also, please don't make the confusion to think that will equals desire, because it's not the case. If we look at the definition of will, we see that it means the faculty of conscious and deliberate choice of action, to command, to decide, to determine, to bring an effect. Although desire and will go hand in hand, they are not one and the same thing. So, study the words really well before taking a conclusion. So your consciousness practically acts like the sun, casting all around in each direction. Now the moon, if we look at it, is receptive and reflective. So is your subconscious. And at night it reflects on Earth the light that it was received from the sun. So this is, in my opinion, the simplest way to understand this concept. So your consciousness, the sun, gives light to the moon, which is the subconscious, and the moon reflects the sunlight on the earth. So that which is reflected on earth can be viewed as your manifestation. So if we take a look at ourselves, we can see that during the day we think so many things and we do so many other things, and we shine all day like the sun does. And after the day is over, those things go into the subconscious. Then at night we dream. The subconscious takes the spotlight, so to say, and is messing around. We have dreams, we have visions, stuff like that. The sun is the projector, so does your conscious mind should act. Now, if we look at the moon, this beauty reflects on earth what the sun has sent to her. If the sun will project a light filled with unicorns, well, the moon will project just that on the earth at night. You have to understand that your subconscious mind is not somewhere in space or on a cloud. Your subconscious is everywhere. You must understand that your subconscious is a supercomputer. It doesn't understand the difference between true or false, right and wrong. Whatever you tell it, it stores inside. Then it will manifest outside after a certain period of time. Your conscious mind is nothing more than a commander. It's like a keyboard that you can use to send commands to the subconscious mind. They can be right or wrong. You can tell so many lies to the subconscious, as many as you want to. It doesn't know that is a lie. If you feel sick, you can lie to the subconscious mind by telling it, "Oh dear, I feel so damn good today." The subconscious is like an obedient partner. It will say, "Okay, now let's manifest just that." "I'm feeling terrible." "Okay, now let's manifest just that." "I want to jump off a bridge." Your subconscious will say, "Okay, I will manifest the bridge in front of you." You have to understand that meditation is a key element in controlling your conscious mind, which jumps around like a monkey all day long. You don't need to do all these postures in order to meditate. The key is to sit somewhere, it doesn't matter how. And whenever a nasty thought rises, just be indifferent to that. I'm sure that you are able to be indifferent to a person, an event, and that's what you have to do when a negative thought rises. You just don't care. That's what means to be still, to learn to discipline your conscious mind, your thoughts. Because if your thoughts jump around all day long, you will hardly manifest a thing. If you start to discipline and control the thoughts, you can move them in which direction you want, you can plant new habits of thinking. And a habit, as we all know, is the easiest way to implant and break through and to reach the subconscious mind. Here is another tip. You don't even need to sit in a room in order to control your thoughts. You can start to practice this on a daily basis while you are going to work. I'm sure that you have a lot of time on your way to work, and instead of browsing through your phone apps all day, you can start to pay more attention at what is in your mind. I do this all the time. I sit in the subway, for example, and if a thought that I don't like rises, I'm indifferent to it. Then another one, I will keep doing this, and you'll soon observe that the thoughts will start to become rare and rare. So you will see that all these things that you find in books are all going to the same direction, to reach the subconscious mind. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.